Hello, everyone. This is Stacy. Welcome to The Landing. For the past month, we've had the privilege of sitting down with three remarkable sons, men who each carry deep roots, strong faith, compassion, and a love for family and community. And woven through every story they shared was the unmistakable influence of one very special woman, their mother. Today it is our honor to welcome her to The Landing. She is a lifelong Downeaster, a woman whose quiet strength and gentle spirit have shaped not only her family, but all who have had the blessing of knowing her. Through the words of her sons and the lives they live each day, her legacy is already beautifully written, in kindness, in faith, in empathy, and in the way they love and serve others. As a mother myself, I know the kind of pride that fills your heart when you watch your children give something good back to the world. I can only imagine that this mother's heart is about to overflow. Though knowing her sweet and humble spirit, she would never make it about herself, and yet her influence is undeniable. Her sons are living testimony to the goodness, compassion, and steadfast faith that have guided her life. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to sit down with her, to hear pieces of her story, and to experience firsthand the gentle spirit that her sons so clearly reflect. We are proud to call her one of our own, and we are so glad you are here to listen in on this sweet conversation. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Landing. I am excited for you to hear the special guest I have sitting across from me today. She's a sight for sore eyes. I haven't seen her in a long time, but I certainly got a hug when I walked in her door. So if you will, please tell everybody your name and who's your crowd and where you are from.
My name is Melba Davis Willis, and I'm from Davis, North Carolina.
From Davis, sure. Now, how did you end up on Harker's Island?
Let's see. Well, I was in school, and that's where I met Billy. I met him in the 9th grade, and that's where it started, and we dated about 3 years, and we got married. Yeah.
So as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. Yeah.
Now, Miss Melba, I've known you a long time, and I've known you, of course, through your 3 boys especially. And this month has been very special because I've been able to talk with all 3 of them. And you probably haven't heard the interviews yet with them, but when you hear them, you're going to hear their love for you and for your husband and their faith roots here in this house that we're sitting in. So I thank you for closing out the month with us and agreeing to talk with me. So if you will, go back to when you were a little girl on Davis. Like, what do you remember doing or playing, or how was it growing up?
I don't remember much, but I remember the first day that I went to school. I had to go up to the store, and it was a little ways from home, and I told my mother wanted to go with me. And I told her, I said, Mama, you go back home. I could go by myself.
Did you really?
So I remember that.
So you were very independent. Did you? Did a bus pick you up, or
to the store? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little ways from home. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
So you told her no way. Now, how was school when you were growing up? Like, how was it? What do you remember?
Well, I just know that I had some good teachers, and but I was always kind of a nervous person. And I know one in the 7th or 8th grade, they gave us 4 questions, and that was it. Like, one of them would be 25 points, and
Yeah.
And I remember how nervous I was. I just But I guess I got through it some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah. Did you have a favorite subject in school? You were a reader?
well, I won the English award, but I don't know if that was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That would be just about as good as any of them, I guess.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So when you went to school, then you were at Smyrna?
Yes, Smyrna.
Mm-hmm. And did that go through, what, 11th grade?
12th grade.
12th grade?
Yeah, I graduated Smyrna. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Gotcha. And you said you met your husband in 9th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he older than you?
He is not much older. He's about going on 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite 2 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened to how, I guess I ought to tell this.
Uh-huh.
Bill, we used to come over here. Jean Willis was my friend, and we lived a day before her parents knew Billy's parents. And we came over here one Sunday evening and visited with them. And after we left, my mother, Miss Margie, told Billy, you ought to go with her. She's a sweet little girl. Ended up we getting married.
Oh, my goodness.
So
that's funny.
That was the way it was.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So that was a good match made then. That's funny.
Yeah.
Now, when you said you and he dated for about 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
what kinds of things would you do for dates then? I know I've heard Mom and Daddy talk, so.
Not much to do then, I'll tell you.
Right.
I know one time we went to town, and I always loved popcorn, but I loved it with butter. And we went and got some and didn't have butter on it. So Billy went on his boat and got butter and put on the popcorn.
Really?
Yeah. So, so I remember that part. So.
Uh-huh.
But, it wasn't much for us to do back then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we would just be together, ride around, and go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we did go to the movie once in a while or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
wasn't much else. And he worked on the water,
Mm-hmm.
and he wasn't home that much
Yeah.
too.
So he's always worked on the water.
Yeah, for 50 years.
Oh, wow.
Finally, 4 years before he died, he went on the ferry because it really got bad. One time, I just was back to my wits' end, if you know what I mean, because it just wasn't making no money, and I wanted he was in his blood. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
He had to do it, and I just said to the Lord, how much longer can I stand this?
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like the Lord said, Melba, maybe this is the way I've got you to pray. Because if you're a fisherman, you could, like Billy would work all week sometime and wouldn't make anything.
Mm-hmm.
And after they said that to me, I had accepted it, and I would have. But anyway, finally, at the 4 years that he was on the ferry, I thought I had died and gone to heaven because I got a check every week.
It was steady. You could count on it.
Something like a count on, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though all through them years, we didn't have everything in the world, but the Lord provided. We didn't go without. Mm-hmm. And I worked with older people about 20 years. I went to their homes,
Mm-hmm.
and in the times when he didn't do nothing, I was making enough to pay the bills. And we got through it.
Mm-hmm.
You get through things.
Yeah. Wow.
I was just worried about the boys not having things and having to work. But that was the best thing ever happened to them.
Yes.
Have to work, and because of Conway Carey bought his own car before he turned 16.
Really?
He worked at Billy's, and he would go down to the fish house and pack fish before he went to church. I went to school.
Uh-huh.
And he bought his own car before he turned 16.
He saved his money and bought his car.
So,
wow.
And I think back on it, it was the best thing ever done. Even though the man that owns Hobby Lobby, I don't know if you've ever read his book.
Mm-mm.
His children worked, and he had plenty of money.
Yeah, right.
So it's the best thing for him to learn.
Yeah. When I turned 14, Mila was opening the Seaside, and I begged Mama. I said, Mama, I want to work there. I want my own money. And so, we went and talked to Mila, and Mama had to give me permission to get a special worker's permit. But that was the best thing I could have done because I learned the value of $1. Before that, I had no value.
Stephen worked at that one time, and we were going through kind of a hard place. It wasn't much. And that week, he came home and said, Mama, you take this money. I never did get over that because to think that he would, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, they worked down to the other restaurant, the Lighthouse.
The one at the Island Restaurant?
Yeah.
Yes. Listons?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that restaurant very much.
And of course, Billy Joe and Carrie both worked at Billy Best.
Mhm.
You know, both of them.
Yep, I remember that too.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we always worked, all three of us girls, and it was a good thing.
Carrie said one time, he said, "But people now don't want to work." He said, "I wanted to work. Something I wanted to do."
Absolutely, I did. I begged Mama,
Yes.
please let me. And so I worked just a few hours during school, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And but then summers, and both of my kids always have.
Yeah, it's good that they do that.
It's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So you said that you helped with older people. What have you done in your life? I know you've probably done a little bit of everything.
Well, I took a course for business, and I worked to the REA office a few years until Billy Joe was born, or before he was born, and then I stayed home mostly with the children. But then later on, I started working with the older people. I'd go to their homes, and the first job I had, I went on Monday morning, got home Saturday morning.
Really? You spent the nights at all?
Spent the nights there, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then from then on, I just worked the Davis and worked at Cedar Island and Moorhead and all of Marshallburg. I had different, you know.
Wow. I didn't know that about you, Miss Melba.
It's about 20 years, I think I did that.
Oh, my goodness.
So
you've, very much so, you're a caregiver.
Well, and I'll tell you, you know, older people, some of them are not thought of much. Kind of way I understand why some of them want to leave what they got to the person that's tending to them, because the children hardly visit them or do anything, which I wouldn't have took nothing like that. But still, I can understand it.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Because they're the ones that's there with them all the time, and I thought a lot of all of them. They were special, you know.
Yeah.
And I was glad to be able to help them in their last days.
Yes.
Maybe bring a little bit of sunshine in their lives.
I'm sure you did. A lot of sunshine. A whole lot. Do you have any stories that you can recall of your boys, or of things that happened when your husband was away fishing, or just anything?
I probably got plenty of them. I know that one trip we went on, Billy Joe fell in the swimming pool, and I that time I was in the motel, and I got under the iceberg about praying about that time, but he could have died, I reckon. But I remember that, but we really didn't go on many trips. That's one thing I was sorry about with the children, but they've paid up for it since they left home.
Yes, they have. They haven't stopped, have
They've
they?
not stopped. No, so Carrie's been to Israel about 16 or 17 times.
Wow.
And the rest of them, Stephen, I've never seen nobody do as much as he does. And Billy Joe's been a lot too, so anyway, it worked out later in life that they could do that.
For sure. I remember because we didn't go on a whole lot. Nobody did like they do now. But I remember going on vacations and Mom bringing a loaf of bread, and we would go through like McDonald's or something, which was a big deal, and get some French fries, and we would make potato sandwiches. And that was the best that's ever been.
Yeah.
But
I've heard of people doing that, take potato sandwiches to school. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it was good, too. Put a little bit of mustard on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of food, what is your favorite food around here? Is it seafood?
Well, you don't want to know that.
Yes,
my boys go on to me. They like Chinese food. And they wanted to go there one day, so they took me to McDonald's to get what I wanted, and I took that to the Chinese. It's one reason, is because I've never been anywhere. You know, I've just, and I've had that same simple, I tell everybody I'm living in the 50s and 60s. That's where I'm living. And they carry on to think that Mama wants to go to McDonald's. But I like Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I like that ribeyes in Beaufort.
I love that.
Yeah, because I kind of try to have something I can get if they carry me that I'll eat. I want to be able to have something to eat when I go out. And I can't, I guess it's just the way I've always been, and you can't help it. But they've got out and done things. And
when the boys were small, I know that Billy was fishing and did you have a lot of seafood in the house?
Oh, yes.
Because we always did.
One year, it was kind of dull, you know how working in the water was. And I had shrimp so much. That spring, my stomach took a flip when you'd say shrimp.
Really?
And now I don't hardly have any.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And the boys, I think they turned against fish because we had it so much.
Yeah.
It was... And I love beef hash. Billy just said, Mama, I used to put mine under the plate. So they didn't think there was much to that, you know. So
I haven't had that in years. Oh, I liked it though.
I did too.
I did.
I guess I love the simple things.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the simple things.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong at all.
I'm simple anyway, so anyway.
Now, the boys, all three of them made reference to the spirit of your home, of the testimony that you lived and the life that you and your husband both lived, and it was an example for them. Why does your mama heart think now when you look and all three of your sons are pastors?
Well, when I got saved, it was such a change, and when that happened, I realized that the most important thing in life is to be ready for the next life. And it was like I had a burden of that. And I mean, I don't like to say this, but I went to the Lord. What many mornings that I didn't talk to the Lord. Well, one thing I had to, I got my strength from Him. And I think that is why I never prayed that they'd be pastors, but I prayed that the Lord would save people and the lost. And I guess that might be the reason that I put that first in my life, you know, and still do, because I just see it's a need, and I guess they lived around us, and you know you'll try to tell your children things, but you know a lot of times I wouldn't be able to say some things I wanted to. It seemed like the Lord would don't say that, and I couldn't open my mouth.
Really?
Because you know, as children, you had to have patience with them, and you had to have wisdom, and you can say the wrong. Like some people will tell their child that they're dumb and you can't do nothing, and all them. Well, I couldn't do them things because it ruins children. So I kind of myself. I lived the life around them. They saw. See, I could tell them, but was I living it?
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if I weren't living it, it wasn't an example for them.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I think that. Well, they all went. Well, Carrie was a photographer. Billy Joe was a banker. Stephen was a school teacher and a coach. And the Lord all called him in the ministry. I mean, I never dreamed it. Like I say, I never prayed that. I prayed I wanted the Lord's will. But when they left home, I wanted God's will, but it was kind of hard, especially Billy Joe, because he was the last one. And the other two had already gone, and then the Lord called him. But I wouldn't have it no other way, you know. Yeah. And now I wouldn't.
Yes. And
I'm so satisfied knowing that they're in God's will, and I know the Lord's taking care of them. I can't, but the Lord can.
Yes.
Anyway, I got a grandson now that's in the Middle East.
Yes.
And I just had to give it all to the Lord, because I can't handle it. And so I guess that's why, like I say, why they're pastors.
Yeah.
Carrie, he said that they couldn't get away from it. Said they tried to, because they tried these other things, but I guess they couldn't.
Yeah.
So I'm glad of that. But,
yeah.
It's
amazing, though. It really is. I know when I heard that, you know, all three of them were going to be, I wasn't surprised. As their mom, I mean, when you think of them as little boys, could you see in them that specialness?
Well, Billy Joe was real. He could do the least little thing, and he would come in and he want me to pray with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was that conscientious like that. And I remember that part about him. And the other boys were, I know when Kerry got his car, and he said to Daddy, he said, Daddy, have you got anything to say to me? He said, well, just don't break your mother in my heart.
Wow.
That's what he told him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but they, like I say, they weren't perfect, and they probably did things that I didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept on praying and living, and it takes time, you know.
Yes.
It takes time. Like the Lord has patience with people,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to have patience, and don't give up. That's the thing, giving up after you give up, but you keep on, and the Lord worked in their lives, and I just have so much to be thankful for.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yes, you
And
do.
They, nowadays some of the children, they don't even respect their parents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so sad.
Yeah.
But they do me, and they come home, like when Billy had cancer, I'm telling how many trips they made. And when I've had surgery, they did the same thing. So, I mean, that means a lot, you know.
Oh, it does.
And I know that they love me. And a woman that went to church where Carrie pastored, she said, they think something of their mama. So I was so thankful for that, you know, that they do.
And they do.
Yeah,
They do.
yeah.
They love you, and they're grateful
And
for
your
you.
mother, I used to work with a man in Moorhead,
Mm-hmm.
and he went somewhere one day, and your mother was there,
Mm-hmm.
and she told him what kind of family we were. I
Oh,
remember
really?
him coming home and telling me that
wow.
she, told him about me. I don't know if he asked her or
Yeah.
why, but she told him, and that meant a lot.
Yeah.
So people know, you don't have to get out and broadcast it, all that. You just live your life, and whatever your life is, it shows and people sees it, you know.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah,
Absolutely, it does. Yes. If you had the chance to give any advice to parents this day and time, what would you say?
Well, first thing I say is pray for them,
Mm-hmm.
and by your example, teach them, show them the way, and let them see the love and your caring for people. And that's about all. I mean, that's enough, I guess. But
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
yeah. So, kind of way, kind of teach them how to relate to people, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Not just people they like, but the way they act and do and all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then we need more of that. Now, Miss Melba, did you have any siblings?
I had one brother,
One brother.
and he died last year.
Oh, okay.
But he had a high fever when he was little, and he never was right.
Mm-hmm.
He never was right. Kind of way, Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, used to say how they made fun of him and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he wasn't that way. And when my mother could handle him pretty good, but when she died, it was my responsibility because he got married, but she left him. They got married 10 years.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of was my responsibility. And when I think about how some of the things that I had with him, how did I even get through it?
Yeah.
He got in so many wrecks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know how many cars he totaled. Stephen even brought in one from Virginia.
Mm.
And in his last days, he lived over in an apartment for people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they would call me and tell me things he was doing. And it was just about... And there lasted long. I had broke my hip, and I was having trouble because I needed hip replacement. But I would go get his food. He got where we couldn't let him drive no more.
Right.
And I would go change his sheets, bring his clothes over and everything. But I was getting kind of where it was hard for me. So then he got sick, and I felt like when he passed away, that the Lord knew, because after that I had to have surgery.
Uh-huh.
He knew that I couldn't take it no more.
Right.
But it was something else.
Was he older or younger?
Yeah, he was young, 9 years younger than me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Wow. Yeah, that's a big responsibility.
Yeah, it was. Especially when they'd say he was out smoking and would throw his cigarette in the straw. And I mean, that was dangerous.
Yes.
And it's almost a mercy of the Lord that I didn't know what we would do if they told him he had to get out.
Yes.
But the Lord worked it out where before that happened, he passed away,
Yeah. Now, your mom and dad, where were they from? Were they both from?
My dad was from Davis. My mother was from Moorhead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. And what did they do for a living?
My daddy was a fisherman, worked in the water. And Mama, she had shrimp and done things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he owned a boat one time with his uncle. That didn't pan out too good. But so anyway, but I don't think Mama was too tickled about me going with Billy, But Daddy told him, and the way it was, Billy was a fisherman and he didn't make a lot of money, but he had a lot of traits that were more important than that,
Like what? I know what you mean, but what do you mean?
He was a loving person, and he lived a good life, and he was just a good person, and I'm just thankful that I did marry him, and for him to be a father to our children, and he lived the life too, that meant a lot.
Yeah.
So I know that everybody. Well, I feel like it was the Lord's will that He put us together. I do. So. Yeah.
Well, with the way you met, it seems that way, doesn't it?
It does, and with his mother saying what she did.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Well.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, Miss Melba, do you have anything else that you would like to add that we haven't touched on? Now that you can think of, huh? Well, you have done a very fine job, ma'am. And I have enjoyed talking with you and to see you again. But I want to tell you, as an outsider, as far as from the family, how much I have always thought of you and how much I have always admired you and respected you, because I knew what kind of person you lived. Because as you said, you lived the life, and the light of Christ definitely shines through you. So thank you for that example.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I love you.
I've got a friend, she was in Carrie's church. I can't hardly remember how we got together. And she told me she was my adopted daughter. And 2 operations I've had, she has come and spent a week with me, all the way from Harrisonburg.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did you meet her
I
in a
met
church?
her in Carrie's church, but I can't remember exactly how it was.
Wow.
But anyway, she comes and visits. But that was something else.
Well, that's a blessing too.
Yes, I've had influence on some people.
You've had influence on a lot of people.
And that's what I like for the love of the Lord to shine through, Not me. It's all the Lord.
Yes.
To God be the glory for all of it.
Yes.
And I don't feel like that I should take any, well, I know I had to do a certain amount, but I think it was the Lord that did it all, not me. He worked through me, I guess.
That's right. He definitely did. I did want to ask you before we end, surely you've had a chance to be in the congregation and hearing your 3 sons preach. That's got to be awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, most of the time I keep my head down. Kind of, I was at Stephen's church and he was preaching one day and his wife said, Melba, you got to raise your head. It's, I don't know hardly how to describe it. I really can't hardly believe it, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord really, they can really preach, and I'm just so proud of them. And I just sat there in awe.
So your head's down, but you're just enjoying the moment. You're soaking it up.
Yeah, and I've always been the kind. I'm afraid they might say something they ought not to, if you know what I mean. But I've got past that now. I was that way when I was younger. I'm not younger, but in the past years. But it seems like lately I've been where I just leave it with the Lord and know that they'll say whatever. And but I just it's something else to to know. To know that, how it is with your children, to know that they turned out and that they did something with their lives, that they're living good lives. And I mean, that means everything. That's the main thing for me is with children doing, if I had to say what my one hope and prayer was about the children, that they would turn out and be examples to people, in this life. And
absolutely.
I think they are.
I've always said, as a mother, the gauge of my happiness is how my children are doing.
That's right.
Like, I'm okay if they're okay.
That's right. That's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be.
Yeah.
It's that way. How can you love one more than the other?
No.
They're all your children. They're all different.
Yep.
But there's no way that you can love one more than the other.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I can't.
Isn't it fun as a mother to look at your children who were raised in the same house, the same way, same parents, to see how different they turn out?
That's right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Each one with their special traits and
another
talents.
thing, nowadays, the families are so torn up that some of them can't even get together at Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I have tried to do, but I've always wanted to keep it where we could get together and there wouldn't be no friction.
Yeah.
To me, that would be the worst thing, one of the worst things.
I agree.
And I've tried to show love to I love my daughter-in-laws and they love me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
they do.
I just, that's the most important thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Family's
and for the
everything.
grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all my grandchildren. I got 5 grandsons, 2 granddaughters, and they act like they think the world of me. And my youngest grandson is in college. He's studying to be an engineer. Mm-hmm. He graduates next year, and both of his brothers are engineers. Billy Joe's son has graduated from college, and Carrie's 2 children. So all of my grandchildren have gotten a college education, except Billy Joe's girl. She's autistic, and she's precious, and she's a blessing to everybody.
Yeah.
So I just praise the Lord for it all.
Yeah.
It means so much.
I'm getting a small taste of grandparenthood now. I've got a granddaughter that's about 4.5 months old, and it takes my breath away. Right. I mean, I love my children. My gracious, I would do anything for them. But then there's this little one that's come along and has...
The only difference, you didn't have her.
Right. Well, that's the truth.
Only difference, and you're older.
Yeah, Miss Melba, that's the truth.
It's You're older, and you see things in life that you've been through and how things are, and it just... makes you sorry for them in some ways,
Yeah, and not to sweat the small stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
You are able to appreciate and enjoy.
And that's the way it is with your children.
Mm-hmm.
My children did little things, maybe I call them little, that I would rather they didn't. But it wasn't nothing major.
Yeah.
And you had to just go along and I know Stephen said that one time that he wasn't living like he ought to. He said, but Mom and Daddy still love me. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You still love them. You'd rather they didn't, but you still love them. And
that reminds me, I hadn't thought about this in a long time. My mama, she would say to me sometimes, she'd say, Stacy, I love you, and I always will. But that doesn't mean I'll always like what you do.
Yeah, that's true.
And at the time when she told me that, I thought, well, what do you mean? But I get it now. I understand.
Well, you 3 turned out pretty good, too.
Yes,
I love your dad. I thought, because we graduated, it was in it's something about the people you graduate with. They got a special place, and I always thought the world was Wayne. I still do.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Yeah, he's something else. And your mother, of course, she's younger than him.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I've always loved her. She's always, when we meet, and she even told me last week when we were to the post office, she said, I love you. I said, I love you too.
Yeah.
So we got that kindred spirit to each other, and that means a lot too.
It sure does. It surely does. Well, again, I thank you for your time, and I've enjoyed this the best.
Well,
I hope you have. You'll have a good day, and thank you again.
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed it, and thank you.
Thank you again for joining us to The Landing. This podcast is brought to you by the Core Sound Waterfowl Museum and Heritage Center. Tune in next week as we continue learning, sharing, and remembering together. If you'd like to hear more, check out our previous episodes where you get your podcasts. If you or someone you know is interested in being on The Landing, please reach out through the link in the description. Until then, stay safe and be kind.